Hey there, good man fam, and welcome new viewers to another episode of the Female Guessing Game. Now, the way this game works is that I'll review a video that has a single female in it or multiple females in it. But here's the catch. When it's a single female, I'll be asking you if she's a traditional woman, or modern female. However, when it's multiple females in the video, you won't know about which female I'm asking you until the end of the video. So, you have to stay to the end of the video to see about which female I'm asking you is a traditional woman, or modern female. Ready? Let's get it.
Do you guys think that like artists like Rihanna per se, like that's her job is masculine, like her providing and having a music career and being a strong, impactful woman? Like, do you think that's masculine?
You know what? Why do females always try to use male language? Why do they always try to use things like strong, powerful? Why do they do that? Oh, right. Because unlike what they try to say about males, they're the ones who are actually so jealous of the things that males have, because people are jealous of who? The people on whom they look down, or the people to whom they look up? Which one? It's usually the people to whom they look up, right? So females think that males are higher than them. So they want to try to go up to where males are, which is why they use male language, strong, powerful, boss. They think like that. Well, female can be a boss. Who are the most bosses in the world? Are they males or females? Exactly.
I guess
For being successful?
Like you said, your previous statement was like, do you think being home is feminine? I think it is in ways where naturally if a woman is going to be home, she's probably going to be taking care of the household.
It's so simple.
It's being able to nurture her kids and her husband and things like that. So yeah.
So is woman's only purpose to stay at home and clean the house and have children?
She just did it again. She just did it again. See, this is that bull crap that females do. This is that bull crap that a particular sect of females do. They always shift a little piece of the language in order to do what? What do I always say? Move the field of battle onto a field on which they think they can win.
And that's a fact.
This is why she said, so you think that her only role is to. Because see, if they say her role is to, then that can be true across the board. But if you say her only role is to, that's never true. Never! No matter in what country, no matter of what race, that's never true. Because it's never only her job to take care of the home and cook and clean. It's not her only job. But that's why she said it. Because she knows if I say this, they can't disagree. Right, because nobody disagrees with that. But if that's not even an argument, then what does that tell you about the person who's trying to make that the argument? Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's her only purpose.
We're just saying it's feminine.
Yeah. That's what
It's not bad for the women to be masculine.
What the hell did you just say?
It's not bad for the women to be masculine.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
I do want to touch, I think you had said something about if she's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Or could you, this was like a few minutes ago, could you rephrase that?
Okay,
or
so
just
for
say it again?
instance, my mom is the breadwinner of my family, like, because my parents are divorced. My dad's the breadwinner of that household. My mom's the breadwinner of her household. My stepdad, when he was out of work, would do basically what that listed. Like, he would drive us to school, drive us to dance class, like, you know, clean the house, make sure it's perfect, be in a good mood when she got home because she was on her feet all day type thing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did y'all know what just happened? She just said her stepdad, if I'm not mistaken, her stepdad, his job was taking care of all the stuff in the home. But the way that she seems to speak about the whole taking care of things in the home seems to be something that's negative, something that's kind of like, ugh, how dare you say that this is what we're supposed to do? But when she's talking about her stepdad, doesn't seem like she's talking like it's a negative thing. Wait, is that because the person doing it is the male? So you look down on it if it's the female, but you don't look down on it if it's the male. Now, I could possibly be wrong because, hey, we still got a lot of video to go. She could say something right after this. You all tell me what you think she might say in the comment section. Let's see.
I don't need no man.
She's a celebrity hairstystylist.
No one cares!
So, I mean, my mom's, she's super cool, but I just think...
Did she do your hair?
Yes, she also does... actually, I don't know if I can say.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I think it goes both ways for sure. But I would say my mom or my stepdad being at home, like, does that take away his masculinity, like being at home and taking care of things because my mom's working?
I don't think it's necessarily wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it seems like that she's not necessarily saying that it's bad. She's kind of like mixing the arguments a little bit. She's like making it to where it's kind of all mushed up, so it's getting a little bit confusing. So, but I think that she was trying to say that for the male it's okay, but for the female it's somehow disrespectful or in that realm of ugh. But she started kind of meshing the argument, so it got a little bit confusing. Let's keep going.
Like if you just do the calculus in a relationship and you realize because of either my educational achievement or just because of your IQ or you're really intelligent, if you make the determination that the woman is more capable of securing resources for the family, that might be the best route to go. However, I think there is something to be said for, there's probably men have a greater biological drive to provide and to achieve.
That's true, yeah.
Do you think that's based off of like how you were specifically raised?
Say what now?
No! No! No!
And here we go.
It's just amazing to me how males will talk to females about biological proclivities. They'll tell them this is what males are biologically built to do. And the females, because they don't want to accept that whole biological thing, because if they accept the biological thing from males, guess what that means? That means that they have to accept it from females. And they don't want to accept it from females because accepting it from females means that they would have to change if a biological thing meant that they were acting a certain way that males were like, hey, this is a bad thing. Now, there are some biological things that they just are, right? But there are some biological things that give energy towards doing some things that you shouldn't be doing. So, for example, females are extraordinarily emotional, right? So having that level of emotion can make a female decide to do something insane, like slash tires and do all this crazy stuff, right?
Look at you. You mad. You big man.
Now, the biological proclivity is the emotional piece. It's the piece that makes them really, really emotional. But the piece that's a choice is whether or not you take that emotion and do something insane, go across a particular line. So nobody's saying that it's something bad to have those biological proclivities. The bad part is when you decide to do something insane with it. Like a male, his biology is to put his manhood into things. This is why males will put their manhood in a wall in hopes that somebody on the other side touches it. It's called a glory hole.
You naughty, naughty.
They'll do that because it's just, he's like, I want to put this somewhere. That's for what he's built to do, is put that thing into something, particularly a female of the same species, in order to procreate. So that's okay, but it's not okay for the testosterone that makes him want to do that to be used to go and just cut somebody's throat because he's like, I just want to do some violence right now. No, what do? We take that and we go put it into boxing. We put it into kickboxing. We put it into sports. We put it into something that is not something that would be considered negative.
There certainly could be a nurture component to it, but I think there's a very strong nature component to it. Like that's just through our evolution. We were the ones who, we went out, we hunted, we provisioning. So, and there's also a mating pressure on men that doesn't exist in women. Like, most men don't care about it. Doesn't make women, it's not that we don't care about it. Your success, your status, your money does not make us more attracted to you.
He ain't lying.
And here's the thing. That's facts, of course. But the crazy thing about that is females think that it should.
Imagine that.
They really believe that it should. Now, even though it does not, we're talking about for the vast majority of males, why would they think that it should? Because their reasoning does not include male preferences.
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Males aren't even in the mental room with them when it comes to this stuff. They're just looking around saying what they want and what should be wanted by them. That's why they will tell a male all the things that they need for him to do, but will say about themselves, he needs to take me as I am. So he needs to change all these things, but I need to change nothing.
Like,
I would say that's like just specifically maybe for you.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
See what she just did? Didn't I just say we're not even in the room? I just said that. We're not in the room. Even though he just told her what the vast majority of males think and how they feel, she said, no, I just think it's for you. Why? Because it leaves the door open for her to be able to do whatever she wants to do. Because if she has to accept that that's not what the majority of males are going to tolerate, guess what that means? What I just say? She'd have to change. And she doesn't want to. So instead of her changing, she does what? Well, I'm going to change the world around me instead. Because it's easier that way.
That nigga got a point.
That as all men.
Sure. There are some, but I'm speaking in generalities here. I'd say the majority of men, most men, don't care about the money that you bring to the table, or your success, or your status.
But don't you find it more attractive to have a woman, be like a
Be a bad,
yeah, like be like, she like, wouldn't you be
like
attracted?
a boss bit, like
yeah, like
women-
wouldn't you find a girl
doesn't
that
make-
like owns a business and like is super cool and like, like you don't find it? Is it because
being
it's intimidating?
Oh my God. Ding, 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 ding. How long in are we? How long did you think it was going to take before one of those words popped up? Male's not liking a female who's a bad A. It's intimidating. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness. This is what happens when you think your mom's a bad A you think that that's something that males want. You just ignore the general consensus of the male population and you say, no, because that's what I want to be, because it puts me in a position to where, in essence, my heart is closed off because I'm the man for whom I'm actually looking. Bruh. This is, hey, I wonder how many more of the words that they're going to throw out, or at least her or whoever else on the panel. You all tell me in the comment section how many of these words that you think are going to come out after this.
It's because it's masculine.
It has nothing
How
to
is
do.
it? It has nothing to do
Hold
with
on,
masculinity.
I'll answer. It has nothing to do with being intimidated. Also, just because you're a business owner, it doesn't make you a cool person.
No, I'm just using an example.
Yeah, so I mean, no, it doesn't.
Well, why do you think masculine men are less attracted to those strong women?
Well, I don't think it's not even necessarily about
themselves.
masculine men, but
isn't it funny that she's asking a question for which she should already have the answer? Because I don't think she's a virgin. So I think that she's been dating. And if she's been dating, how is it that she doesn't know why masculine men don't find those type of females attractive? How is it that she doesn't know? Oh, right, because we're not part of the plot.
Ironic.
We're not part of the plot of these females. These females think that they're going through the entire world by themselves. They think it's just a story. What's that whole main character syndrome? That's what they think. This is why she doesn't understand the simpleness of simplicity, that males don't want to date other males if they're heterosexual. Ta-da! Bingo! Doesn't seem like it's that difficult to get. But in her mind, she's like, nah, you should be okay with dating another you.
Why would you say that?
Because somehow in her brain, she doesn't even realize that's what she's saying in essence. But that's because she's not paying attention to you. She's looking at her and saying, these are all the things that I think are awesome, so you should be okay with this awesomeness too.
Get your passport. It's that bad.
Even though males have been screaming, we want the opposite of us. We're hard. We want soft. We're aggressive. We want docile. We're masculine. We want feminine. Nope, that makes too much sense. She's like, no, you're masculine. I should be masculine too, right?
Are you dumb? Pardon me? Are you dumb? I think she's dumb. I think she's dumb.
Oh my goodness. This whole thing's probably gonna give me a headache.
I don't need no man.
here's one of the big things, right? There's gender roles in society,
Yeah.
and feminists have attempted to do a good job of getting rid of some of the gender roles that ostensibly don't come at the benefit of women. However, a lot of the gender roles, like when it comes to feminism, when it comes to a lot of women, you guys want to keep the gender roles that benefit you.
I'm not. Yeah.
For example, like a lot of girls, even if they consider themselves to be feminist, they still want a guy to pay for the first date, even though they believe in gender equality and feminism. Do you want a guy to pay for the first date?
I mean, I'm down to split, but like,
would you prefer for a guy to pay for the first date?
She's dodging.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Do you think it'd be more attractive? Would it be him taking the lead a bit? Would it be him and a bit more in his masculine?
I wouldn't call it like masculine. I would just be like, oh, it's nice that someone like took, you know what I mean?
Now, some women are fine with splitting the bill, but would you agree that either the majority or a lot of women want the guy to pay for the first date?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if she understands that that's what the majority of females want, then why is it that also the majority of females, at least in the West, seem to be feminists who say that they should be quote unquote equal to a male? Then why is it that you want preferential treatment? I just said tweetment like I'm Tweety Bird.
Tweet is my name, but I don't know my age.
Treatment. Why? No, go ahead and explain that, ma'am. Why is it that you want preferential treatment when you're supposed to be a feminist? Oh, right, because of what Brian just said. You all want to keep all the things that benefit you, but throw away the things that benefit males, but then call yourself a feminist. That's absolutely amazing.
And I've heard from a lot of women that if the guy didn't pay for the first date, there wouldn't be a second date. That's just an immediate deal breaker for a lot of women. And again, there are some women that will split the bill 50-50. There's almost no guy can reasonably or logically have the expectation that the girl is ever going to pay the bill in its entirety. There might be some guys who think maybe she's cool with splitting, but they also know there's a lot of girls that would prefer for the bill to be paid. Right. No guys are able to go in and say, like, with the expectation of, like, she's going to pay for the date.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, that's not true, Brian. That's not true. I have females pay for dates with me all the time. I have them pay for all type of stuff all the time. Because if you're a particular type of male, you can get females to do dang near whatever you want. And those types of males have to be one of four things that I always say: looks, game, money, or fame. If you have one of those four things, you can get females to bend to your will. Now, you, of course, don't want to abuse it, but you can get it out of them. And you don't have to worry about things about which most males have to worry.
That nigga got a point.
So that's not true, Brian. Now, I don't remember if he said most males, but he might just said males and then speaking in general. But if he's speaking in general, then yes, he's definitely correct. I think he was speaking in general. So
I don't need no man.
So, you guys want to keep the traditional gender roles that benefit you while getting rid of all the other ones. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, because women expect men to provide, for example, paying for the first date, there's a mating pressure on us as men to make, hold on.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100. No, a boss babe is not more attractive to most men. If you are busy with your business, you are too busy for a man, because women do not spend their time and resources in the same way a man spends his time and resources.
It's so simple.
You need to reevaluate.
Thank you, Grid 1. There's a mating pressure on men that does not exist on women. You're not expected to, like, pay for first dates or to provide long-term in a relationship. There are some women that will be cool with a 50-50 relationship, and they're going to have their career, and they're going to equally contribute to the household income. However, I don't know what the split is. There's a very large portion of women who want to be stay-at-home mothers and don't want to work when they're pregnant or when they're raising kids or at any point throughout the marriage.
I think that the majority of females are like that. Honestly, I think he said a large swath in essence. Yeah, but I think honestly, like 90+% of females would love to do that, especially when they cross 30 years old, i.e. the wall.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
As soon as that happens, they're like, man, I'm out of here. As soon as they get the chance, they're out of there. Because they don't really want to do what males do. They just want the benefits of what males have. But they don't understand that those benefits come with a hell of a lot of responsibility and pressure. Now, sometimes it can turn into stress for some males. But this is a normal part of being a male. Females, unfortunately, don't understand that because it's not a normal part of being a female. So all they see is he has the title, he has the respect, he has the money, and they just say, I want that. But this is part of the reason why females will be given the choice of having a job that's high profile but pays them no salary compared to having a job working in sewers that pays them 100 grand. And every single female that I've seen, except maybe one, pick the job that pays them nothing but high profile. Every single one except I think one. Why? Because they like the shine. They don't like the work that's supposed to go before the shine.
So this creates a very strong pressure on men to achieve, and that pressure does not exist in women, because there's no guys who are like, there's maybe some guys that are like, okay, I'm really looking to be a stay-at-home dad, but most men, like, we don't have that as a fallback. Most men know, like, if we don't provide, that like scorches 80-90% of our dating prospects.
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
So wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have like that pressure to have like an equal person?
It would be nice if there was no war, but the reality is there will always be border conflicts. There will always be war.
And that's facts. That's facts. That was a hell of a comeback too. Would you like to have an equal person? No, their thing is always about so-called equality. It's always about so-called equality, but they don't really want equality. They don't. They want equity. They want it to the results of everything to be even on all sides, regardless of the amount of work, pressure, responsibility on whatever side. You can have 10 times the responsibility. They'll say, we should get the same money. We should get the same respect. That's how they think. And it's unfortunate because those type of females who think like that, I believe, are like 78% of this country, particularly the US now. I used to think it was about 72% until about a couple of months ago. Then I was like, no, I think it has gone up to about 78%. I think there's only 22% of females in America who are actually traditional or modern women. I think that 78% of the females are modern females. Only about 22% women. Honestly, that's what I believe, because this mindset has been spread so far, and it's spread over 6 decades, but it really started spreading quickly. I'm talking about like exponentially when social media came out. And man, when TikTok came out, bruh, it just got stupid, because TikTok allows females to get dang near instant fame.
I can see what they're doing. I can see it. I feel it. It's cooking.
There could be a female who nobody knows, doesn't have any money, doesn't have anything. She's just working a regular job. She can go on TikTok and do a dance, and the dance goes viral and gets 1 million views, and she instantly goes from 0 subscribers to 20,000. Just like that. That's what can happen on that app. That's what has happened with social media. They just get all of this praise, all of these accolades for literally nothing. There's one female on social media, and I think she might have had, several brand deals because she's extremely pretty. But I looked at her account, and she has like 800,000 subscribers on Instagram. And it's literally simply because she's pretty. And I mean actually pretty. She's actually pretty. It's stupid how beautiful she is. But that's literally it. 800,000 subscribers. Where there are guys that are grinding day in and day out just to get 1,000, 2,000 followers on YouTube after 2-3 years. It's crazy. But they don't have to do anything. The pressure, like he says, is not on them. It's on us.
I don't need no man.
It's just in our biology, and like we can't, I suppose, yes, it would be nice, but we can't rely on the exception to the rule in this case. And generally speaking, like, yeah, most women want guys to provide and pay for the first date, so.
No, you're not. I mean, you're not wrong about that.
Well, duh.
I mean, I think a lot of women want to have that like safety net of like, oh, like if they're paying for the first date, you know, that's what they'll bring to the relationship type thing. Like,
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, if they pay for a date, they're taking initiative. They're saying that, you know,
Right.
they enjoyed the time with you. I don't know.
So if you pay for the first date, are you saying that you enjoyed the time with me? I mean, I'm just using your logic. That would make sense, right? Because remember, equality. So you enjoyed your time with me if you pay for the first date. So you not paying for the first date means you didn't enjoy your time with me? Is that what that means, ma'am? Yeah. You see how that doesn't make any sense?
I just want to clear up one thing. Like, if a woman, for example, wants to like research diseases, and her like life mission is to like, she wants to try to develop medicines or therapies to cure certain diseases. I think that's wonderful. And I think if a woman that's great for you. Like, it's great for you. However, just from a dating perspective, one of the reasons men don't really care about your success or your career or your money is because of kind of what I already just talked about. Women do not share their resources with men the same way that men share their resources with women. I can't go in the next year on 20 first dates and ever have the expectation that the girl's going to pick up and pay for the entire tab.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But that's because you don't set a precedent, Brian. You don't set the precedent. So you have to set the precedent of you being the person in control. So if you tell her she's going to pay for it, she'll pay for it. It's literally that simple. I'm not talking about what I'm guessing. I'm talking about what I've been living for decades. I'm talking about the roster I have, all of this stuff. It only works like that with guys who don't understand females. I've had a couple of females tell me that I was dangerous. And the reason they said I was dangerous was because, and I quote, "We can't hide from you," unquote. Right. When they know you can see them clearly, they're not going to be trying to pull any of this skullduggery because they know they'll be called out on it. They're not going to be sitting up here trying to fake cry because they know he ain't going for that fake crying. He ain't going for none of that. Oh, my phone was off and I was there. He's not going for any of that because he pays too much attention to our habits, to all of these different things. So they know they can't get away with those things. So it's about you setting the precedent, Brian, and how somebody like you who has 4 million followers makes the money that you make can't have females do the things that you want, including pay for a meal, is crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. Come on, man. You bugging, Brian. You bugging.
I don't need no man.
I can never have that expectation. So if you make a lot of money, I don't really benefit from it. But if you like, even a woman who's really wealthy, like she kind of like acts like a brokey when it comes to dating. Like, she's not going to pay for dates. She's not going to take me on trips. She's going to, at bare minimum, she'll split, which is, look, that's cool. But that's why we don't reap any sort of tangible benefit from your success.
That, again, it's not true. It's not true at all. I need you guys to understand this. It's about masculinity. It's not about income. Income is a piece of that. But the masculinity is what makes females do things. A female will hand over her entire check to you if you're the right type of masculine guy. She will, not even the right type, but if you're a masculine man, she'll hand over her whole check to you. This is what I'm saying. And this is crazy because somebody who has the status that Brian has, and Brian's not a bad looking guy, because he's not a bad looking guy. And with that level of status, why in the world does he think that this is not a thing that's supposed to happen? Doesn't make any sense. Remember, looks, game, money, and fame. Brian has money. He has fame. Not a bad looking guy, but I'm guessing that his game's off. But because his game's off, he doesn't even understand how to leverage those other 3 things that he has. Yo, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. You got to have game, fellas. I think game might be the thing that you need to have before anything else. Because if you got game, you ain't got to look a certain way. You got game, you don't have to have money. If you got game, you don't have to have fame. But you can have fame and no game, and chicks will come up to you. You'll be able to get some box, but they'll use the crap out of you.
Because in a marriage or in a relationship, the man's money is your money, is our money, but your money is still your money in a relationship. Crap. So like, look, I get some girls will like buy gifts or whatever, but first couple dates, girls aren't paying for dates. Generally speaking, sure, some do, but, and you look at like sugar daddies, sugar mamas, right?
Yeah.
There are sugar mamas, but there's a lot more sugar daddies.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Even when a man is being provided for fully by his woman, he's also looked down upon as like a bitch. But when a woman's being provided for by her man, no one really says anything.
Yeah, that's how it is. They do think like that. But when you're in a relationship where both people are making money, right? And let's say that you have 40,000, your woman has 50,000. Let's say you have 40,000, your woman has 70,000. If you're a masculine male, she'll handle her money to you. Especially if you have a plan, you're like, oh, I got some things that we're gonna do. Because in her mind, she's like, oh, his 40, my 70, oh, we have 110. We can do some things and he's gonna do it. And look at him, he's confident, he knows what he's doing, he's a masculine male. It doesn't matter that you make 40,000. Because if you take that 40 and that 70 and you make a place where it's comfortable for her, she doesn't have to worry about funds or anything like that. You're setting things aside, putting stuff in 401k, stocks, all this different stuff. She's watching you take this and make something out of the things that you have. Man, please. She's going to drop her check. She's going to drop her panties. She's going to drop everything for you. Don't let nobody make you think that it's going to be something different than that. That's different than her just doing everything and you do nothing. But her making more than you, that's bull crap. That if she makes more than you, that somehow means you're less than and this and that. Get the freak out of here. What? So if I make 41, she makes 42, that means that I'm this guy who's a beat. Get the freak out of here, man. Don't let them talk you into understanding this, guys. That whole soft guy era thing, that's funny because I've been talking about this for a while, but they just put a name to it. The guys are just like, no, you're going to help. It ain't going to be no me sitting up here doing all this for you. It's going to be me running this, but you're helping. That's what it's going to be.
I don't need no man.
They won't put her down
there's a
the
social
same
pressure.
way a man will be put down.
Yeah. So yeah, we just purely on the like what if you're dating a guy who makes a lot of money, you might enjoy some of the benefits of that lifestyle. Maybe he'll take you out, pay for dinners, etc. But like women typically, when they're successful, they're not like, okay, let me start like dropping a ton of money on dudes. It's like, nah.
Nope.
I remember I was on a dating app a long time ago. I matched with an attorney. She was probably out earning me at the time. She's a litigation attorney making $200,000 a year. And in her bio, she said, even though I'm an attorney, even though I make good money, I still want the guy to like treat me like a princess and a queen and a lady, even though she makes $200,000 a year. It's like, well, you can pay for the date. Like, why not split,
Yeah.
Okay. But that's to be expected because it doesn't matter that they make money. Their thought process is all the crap around them in this day and age, social media, that's telling them that a male should do all of these things. But if she met with a guy who was a masculine male, who, when she saw him and he looked a certain way, told her to come on outside, this, that, and the whole, now she'd be one to give him any and everything, bruh. She can say what she want to say. But attraction isn't a choice. So she can talk all that crap all she wants to, but if she gets a man to where she just wants to drop everything, she'll give him whatever the freak it is that he tells her to give him. That's just what it is, man. So these females are in their biology, which is they want a particular thing, but that doesn't mean they're not going to take something else, because they will, depending on what it is that you have.
Yes.
Now, of course, if a male makes a certain amount of money, he's going to pay for the stuff because that's what males want to do. But don't let people make y'all think that if you don't have a particular amount of money, that equals you can't get a submissive female. That's bull freaking crap. Get the entire freak out of here. Trust me on that. Trust me, I've been doing this for decades. One thing that I found in the past is if you're a masculine male and you got game, you can get dang near anything from a female. Then once you get money and all that stuff and status too, man, it's freaking over, bro.
No, it's definitely a double standard, for sure.
Word. But and then I think the other thing, if you mentioned like a business owner, I'm a business owner. It's pretty taxing time-wise. So
true.
It's, to me, if you're super focused on your business, I'm gonna feel like I'm less of a priority in the relationship.
So it doesn't go both ways?
What do you mean?
So like if you had a successful business, like wouldn't the woman feel that as, like women don't feel that way when they see a successful man, but you would feel that way for like a successful woman?
Well, because
See, and he seems like he was about to say this, the burden of performance is normally on the male.
Yeah, that's true.
So females expect certain things to come with that. But again, one of the biggest problems that males have is that they don't tell females particular things. They don't say, hey, mom, listen, this is what it's going to be. This is how we're going to move. They don't do that. They cross their fingers and hope that she understands when it happens, because they don't want to say something early and then lose her. This is how males move, because what? Males only get 5 chicks their whole life on average. But that's because guys don't have game. They don't understand how females work. If they understood how females work, they can dang near snap their fingers. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give y'all a little game. If you walk into a place and you see a female that you like, what you do is you give her these certain looks, and the looks that you give her a look with a little smirk, things like that, and you try to keep her attention all night by, when you move, you look over at her to see if she sees you moving. If she sees you moving, you give her the little smirk, look at her, give her a little smirk, turn your eye away, don't stare. Then when you go to the door, let's say that you go to a door, you're going outside, you're standing next to the door. If she gives you eye contact again, do the head thing that says, come on over here. And then open the door and walk out the door. She's going to be coming out that door probably 20 seconds later. Because when a female likes you and you do things that are mysterious, she wants to follow those things for what they call the plot. Because she wants to be able to tell her friends, girl, know what happened? This one guy at this party, and he told me to come outside. He just get a head nod. How do you tell you come outside? Head nod. He just like leaned his head and said, come on out. And I walked outside, and he was looking up at the stars, and he started talking to me and saying this about the constellations and this. They like, for real? Do things that aren't normal. Because females will say, oh, this guy's weird. But they won't say that that same thing is weird with a guy who they find interesting. Remember that.
I don't need no man.
Burden of providing on us, I do think as men we do need to have our priority be our career, so that we can support our girlfriend, support our wife, support our kids. I think it's interesting, like when men make a lot of money, they tend to think, awesome, I can support my wife and my kids. When women make a lot of money, they think, I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need a man.
Exactamundo.
That's always interesting to me.
Well, I think most successful women don't do it for, like, they do it for themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I get what you're saying. I get there's a pressure for men to be like, oh, I'm working to provide, whereas women work to, you know, feel good, I guess, or like work to feel accomplished or, you know, be successful. But like, I don't know. I don't think it makes them less attractive.
What? Isn't that what he just said? He just said, females think I don't need no man. And then she said, well, I mean, I just think women do it for themselves. Yes, that's about what it is he's talking. You all don't do what you do and think, how can I be a benefit to another human? You do that and then say, oh, great. I can do for myself and I don't have to be under anybody's authority. I don't have to be under anybody's leadership. That means that I can just be a quote unquote free spirit. I can do whatever I want to do. Bingo. And that attitude is why so many females are freaking single.
Now, remember, this is the female guessing game. So out of all of these females you've seen, about which one do you think I'm about to ask you all? Drum roll, please. So, tell me, is she a traditional woman, modern woman, or modern female? Put it in the comment section and tell me why you think so. And then grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.